So now we are going to create a very, very simple game. And I'm going to call that game Press the Button. How do you play it? You press the button and you win the game. Yes, very simple, I know, possibly the worst game to ever exist. But still, the idea is to show how to get things in GameMaker working. So I'm going to create a new object, I'm going to call it Press. I'm going to add event, and when it's created, I'm going to create the variable press. And this variable is a binary. It's going to be the false or true, so it's 0 or 1, and it's about, have you pressed the button yet? Now, to start off with, the answer is no, so press is going to start at 0. I need to add event, and the button you're going to press is the spacebar. So let's, just to be sure I've got the exact right name, var press. You don't want to mix up, you don't want to like end up calling it like var pressed or something, you know, simple mistakes like that. If you press the spacebar, var press equals 1. Now let's have a draw event. So now we're going to draw some text. Draw text, and the text is going to be in the view of 1616 plus 16, and we are going to make it display the message, you need to press the button. But it's not always going to say that. It's only going to say that if you haven't pressed the button yet. So what do we need to do? Well, what we need to do is we need to create an if statement to put that inside. So if press equals 0, open and close bracket. So if press equals 0, draw that bit of text, and let's copy and paste it. And this time it's going to be if press equals 1. So if you have pressed the button, it is going to say, congratulations. So with a capital C, congratulations, you have pressed the button. So a bit of a congratulatory message there from our little game. Click OK to save the name and stuff. So I'm going to place object press in the room, and hopefully this should work. You need to press the button. Okay, I'll press spacebar. Congratulations, you have pressed the button. So yeah, that's a very, very simple, I don't want to call it a game, but I guess. What I'm actually going to do now though is I'm going to actually make a different version of press the button. The game plays the same way, but I'm going to create the object differently, and I do believe this is actually a better way to do it. So even with something as simple as press the button to win, there are different ways around going about it. Anyway, this time we have our variable, which is press, but this time the variable isn't going to be a boolean or a binary, it's going to be a string. It's going to start off by being the string, you have to press the button. You have to press exclamation point, can't forget that. And we're going to add the event that if you press the spacebar, it changes the variable where press equals congratulations, you have pressed the button. Not something to have a party about, but still. We've got that. And now, when we have our draw command, we don't have to do any if statements or whatever. We can directly just say draw text, view x view plus 16, and view y view plus 16, and now we can just refer to the variable, which is var press. So let's see if this works. It should do. Made with GameMaker Studio. And no, it doesn't. And I know why. Because I'm an idiot. And I forgot to actually put the object inside. Because I created a new object. I forgot to put it inside the room. Anyway. I make mistakes too, you know. Simple mistakes. I may be teaching, but I still do make some simple mistakes. But there we have it. You have to press the button. Congratulations, you have pressed the button. So now you know how to make things happen when you press a button. How to make text change when you press a button.